My beloved child, I need you to pause for a moment. Not because something loud is about to happen, but because something quiet already has. You didn't click on this message by accident. And no, this isn't just another video in your feed. There is a reason your spirit slowed down when you saw these words. There is a reason something inside you whispered, "Listen, I have been trying to reach you, not through chaos, not through fear, not through force, but through a gentle warning that keeps returning when the world finally goes silent." You felt it, didn't you? That subtle tightening in your chest, that uneasiness you couldn't explain, that inner nudge you kept pushing aside because life felt too busy, too loud, too demanding. That wasn't anxiety. That wasn't imagination. That was your spirit recognizing truth. And today, I am asking you plainly, stop ignoring it. Because the quiet warning you've been sensing is not punishment. It is protection. I see the path you are walking. I see the decisions forming in your heart before you ever speak them aloud. I see the doors you are considering, the compromises you've been tempted to justify, the delays you've convinced yourself are harmless. And I need you to hear this clearly. Silence does not mean approval. Just because everything hasn't fallen apart yet does not mean everything is aligned. There are moments when I shout. There are moments when I intervene loudly. But there are also moments, sacred moments, when I whisper. And the whisper you've been hearing lately is not meant to scare you. It is meant to steer you. You've been asking me for clarity. You've been asking for confirmation. You've been asking for a sign so obvious that you wouldn't have to trust your spirit. But I have already answered you in the hesitation you feel before certain choices, in the heaviness that settles when you imagine going further down a specific road, in the restlessness that appears when you ignore what you already know. That is the warning. It is quiet because it respects your free will. It is gentle because it comes from love. But make no mistake, it is urgent. There is something ahead that looks harmless on the surface, something that promises comfort, speed, relief, or validation. And if you move toward it without discernment, it will cost you more than you realize. Not immediately, not dramatically, but slowly. You see, the enemy rarely announces destruction. He disguises it as convenience. As just this once, as everyone else is doing it, as you deserve this. And the warning you feel in your spirit is heaven saying, pause. Look again. Don't trade your future for short-term peace. You have been strong for a long time, stronger than most people know. You've learned how to smile while carrying weight no one else sees. You've learned how to function while ignoring the quiet ache inside. But strength without listening can turn into stubbornness, and endurance without alignment can lead you far from where you were meant to be. That's why I interrupted you today, because the warning you keep dismissing will not get louder forever. Not because I abandon you, never, but because repeated resistance dulls sensitivity, and I don't want you to lose the ability to hear me. There was a time when you noticed my voice immediately, when conviction came quickly, when peace followed obedience naturally. But lately, you've been negotiating with what you already know, calling delay wisdom, calling avoidance patience, calling disobedience self-care. I am not condemning you. I am calling you back to clarity, back to discernment, back to alignment. Because there is a difference between rest and retreat, between patience and procrastination, between peace and avoidance. and your spirit knows the difference, even when your mind tries to explain it away. The warning you feel is connected to timing. There is a window opening for you, a season that requires readiness, not hesitation, and if you step into it while carrying what you were warned to release, you will struggle more than necessary. Some doors only open when your hands are free. There are conversations you've been avoiding, boundaries you've been hesitant to set, habits you've been excusing because they don't seem that bad. But what feels small now has the potential to grow roots. I am asking you to deal with it while it is still quiet, because later the cost will be louder. You don't need to fix everything at once. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need to become perfect overnight. You only need to respond. Respond to the nudge. Respond to the discomfort. Respond to the pause I keep placing in your spirit before certain decisions. That pause is mercy. It is me standing between you and unnecessary pain. You've been praying for protection, and this is it. You've been praying for guidance, and this is it. You've been praying for peace, and peace follows obedience more often than explanation. There are people in your life who are not evil, but they are misaligned with where I am taking you. And every time you ignore the warning, your spirit grows heavier. Not because you are weak, but because you are carrying what no longer belongs with you. I am not asking you to hate anyone. I am asking you to choose wisely. There are environments that drain your sensitivity, content that dulls your discernment, voices that normalize what I am asking you to question. And the quiet warning is my way of saying, guard your heart before it becomes harder to hear me. You were never meant to live constantly confused. You were never meant to feel spiritually numb. You were never meant to keep restarting at the same point every season. There is growth waiting on the other side of obedience, not loud growth, not flashy growth, but deep, stable, lasting growth. I know you're afraid of making the wrong move. That fear has kept you frozen longer than you admit. But ignoring discernment does not prevent mistakes. It multiplies them. I am not trying to rush you. I am trying to realign you. Because once you step fully into what I have prepared, you will look back and realize that the warning wasn't limiting you. It was saving you, saving your peace, saving your future, saving relationships that matter, saving opportunities you haven't even imagined yet. The quiet warning is not a threat. It is an invitation to slow down, to listen again, to trust the voice that has never failed you, even when you ignored it. If you are still here, if your heart feels steady but serious, if something inside you feels seen rather than scared, then this message was meant for, and be honest, not with others but with yourself. I am patient, but I am also precise. And when I warn quietly, it is because I am close, closer than you think, closer than your fear, closer than the noise. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not failing. You are being guided. So stop ignoring the warning, not because disaster is chasing you, but because destiny is waiting for you to listen. And when you do, peace will return. Not the fragile kind that depends on everything going right, but the deep kind that comes from knowing you are walking in alignment again. I am with you. I always have been. Listen.